Hey, 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 good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Is it me or is this thing? I be finding all kind of stuff going on when I get on the live. Anyway, so hey, thank you guys for tuning in and listening to me and my tomfoolery, basically. I am having a much better week this week. Last week, it was kind of touch and go for a minute there, but this week all is well, and just glad that I'm able to get up in the morning and say, hey, tell everyone, hey, you guys are all important, okay? All of you are important, regardless to how much work you actually are. Because I know I am a lot. But anyway, so today, I really just kind of want to talk to you about the loans and the grants that's going around right now. And I think that I talked about that not too long ago, but everything is still in play right now. So I'm going to continue to harp on this until I can get everybody or as many people as I can to move forward with applying for the loan. So right now, the PPP is open for other lenders. Okay. And I think that's going to be open for the rest of the year. And yeah, okay. And so that the EIDL is also open. So remember, there's a first draw and a second draw for both of them. So for the second draw on the EIDL, which the economic in disaster loan, I don't know. I can't remember what that other piece stands for, but you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, if you are a business owner, great. Go ahead and apply for those. If you have been in business for at least since the 1st of January of last year, then I believe that you qualify for actually for both. And what I'm trying to help people to understand, hey Chris, what's up? What's up? What I'm trying to get people to understand is that if you do not have a business like an LLC or a corporation, if you do not have one of those, you can still apply for this loan, for both of the loans. You know what I mean? So what they've done is they've opened it up to independent contractors like Uber drivers. Believe it or not, they've opened it up for people that have MLMs. I mean, that's just kind of like, wow. Hey, because that's new. They've never done that before. But so those people that are in low income areas for the new EIDL, the targeted $10,000 grant, with that, people are thinking, okay, well, I can just go on and apply for that, but that is actually not true. You have to have applied for the EIDL before or now. So you can apply for the EIDL, and then what happens is the SBA will contact you if you qualify for the targeted $10,000. What they're looking for are people that are in low income areas. So let me see. There is a site that will tell you, especially if you're in Jacksonville. I can't remember what the site's name is, but I could probably put it in the feed a little bit later. But if you go to that site, it will tell you what zip codes are in low income areas. Now, it's funny because I'm actually in a low income area, but that's because it's downtown. Because I can tell you right now, there's no low income over here. But because of the zip code, it does make it a low income area. So, hey, it works for me. I don't care how it works as long as it works. And so those are two things that I would prepare to apply for. The EIDL loan, go ahead and apply for it. Do what you and put in there what you got and apply. And the PPP, that one right now you can apply through different lenders. So they will do a lender match, and they will tell you the terms that they have as far as for the PPP loan. Right now, people think that if you get either one of these loans or grants or whatever they're called, either one of those to apply, okay, you don't necessarily need an LLC or corporation. You do need to be making some income on the side, at least. So basically, if you have a side hustle, if you do Uber, if you do what's those other things, Postmates or lifts, whatever. If you do something like that, then you qualify. If you have an MLM, you qualify for these loans now. So I would, if I were you, just go ahead and apply for them and see what you can get. If you need assistance, I do apply for those different types of loans. Of course, for a small fee. But anyway, so go ahead and get those taken care of. And you know why I'm going to continue to push that and promote that, and it's because last year when they rolled these loans out, the EIDL, they stopped within a certain period of time, right? PPP too, I don't remember exactly when they stopped it, but what we found out is that because they closed it so fast that there ended up being an excess of $150 million that was not used last year on small businesses. And that's because people did not apply. If you apply, majority of the time, you will get some money. Now, if you have back child support, probably not. Or if you, this is what's crazy, if you are in business with a person that is on your articles and they have back child support, they don't qualify either. It's crazy, and I know that, but if you any kind of back child support for that person, you're not going to get the loan. And then any kind of back child support that if you're in a business and the person is on your articles for the business, you won't get anything either. And so that is for some people that's a game changer. And no, it's no way. I don't have a way to get around that. That just is what I normally have a way to get around everything, but I can't get around that. Hey, Willie, how you doing? And so that's why I'm trying to push because they ended up having over $150,000 million that they did not distribute to small business owners. And so this time, you can still apply for if you never applied before, apply for the EIDL. If you've never applied before, apply for the PPP. I was about to say PPPP. What is it? I don't know what that means. But anyway, apply for those. Apply for each one of them. Keep in mind, even if you apply for the PPP, the I can never get these right. PPP, that's all I'm going to. Oh my God. Anyway, even if you apply, if you do not have an LLC, hi Jimmy. If you don't have an LLC or a corporation for the PPP and the EIDL loan, you can still apply as a sole proprietor or an independent contractor. And those options are available within the application once you start filling it out. So, all I can say is, when in doubt, just apply. You don't know. People can only tell you yes or no. If they tell you no, you're in the same position that you were before. If they tell you yes, hey, you got some extra money, not extra money, but money to be able to put some more revenue into your actual business to start, improving or building on it and all of this. So, but there are a lot of nuances to these things, of course. But I don't want people to think that you can, if they're small business loans, correct, but they are not the traditional small business loan. These loans are actually for independent contractors, sole proprietors, yes, one LLC, one member businesses, all kinds of businesses and individuals qualify for both of these loans. If you're talking about the PPP, of course, that's for the employees or whatever. But guess what? You are also considered as an employee if you have been paying yourself through the business. There are ways to accomplish that. And so therefore you will be able to, I forgot what I was talking about. Shit. Yeah, all of that will come back to me. I don't know why I do this every time I get on here. But anyway, so I want you, whether or not you have an LLC or a corporation, I want you to go onto the SBA.gov website. And if you can, if you know how to fill it out, great. If you don't know how to fill it out, hey, I do all those. I've done several people now. But of course, I charge a small fee. This is business. Hey, nothing, we there, but it's business. Business is business. And so for those two loans, and I'm not sure if they're coming out with anything else. I did hear that the stimulus has been passed. So I'm not sure when that's coming out. But when I say right now, there are so many different avenues to make some money or get some money to be able to invest in you and your business, because that's what's going to be significant. That's going to be this right now in this season. It is imperative that we take advantage of everything that has been offered or is being offered to us, especially as small business owners, entrepreneurs, all kind of different, like women and men and all, any kind of typically people that they would not qualify for a loan can be qualified for these loans. This doesn't come often. And so we all know that it does not come often. And so the worst part about this whole thing is people are looking at it because of how they've named it. People are looking at like, oh, it's a PPP for your employees. Yeah, okay, so here's the deal. Yeah, for each employee, if you have more than one employee, excuse me, then for each employee, you're talking about $1,000, right? And that's great. If you are the only employee, if you work in your business and you're doing the work for that business, you are an employee. You just have to know how to be able to document that you pay yourself from your business. And that should be pretty easy to do, especially if you have an accountant or something like that. They'll be able to help you. Now, I don't know what other things are getting ready to happen, but I just feel like, this year is going to be a game changer for a lot of people. Me being one of those. I have been able to accomplish so much between December and this month. I mean, a lot of stuff. And so there are things out there that are waiting for you, and a lot of people are not taking advantage of it. And I understand the loan says it's for small businesses, but consider an Uber driver, that's a business. You may not own Uber, but guess what? They're 1099. So you're an independent contractor. So there's several different options when you go into the EIDL loan, and several different options when you do the PPP loan as well. So don't let the names of them fool you that, okay, I don't have an LLC, so I can't apply for the PPP. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Apply as a sole proprietor, independent contractor, whatever the case may be. This is the time to apply for all of this stuff. And I say that because we do not know when this kind of opportunity is going to come back around for us. And I'm just being straightforward. For us, we don't know when that's going to come back around. We don't know, how receptive it's going to be in the future. It's a lot of things that are in play that we need to understand that it's now or never. Do not sit there in your chair, your recliner, or at your desk at work or whatever, and decide before they decide that you do not qualify. If you don't qualify, they will tell you. And they'll tell you why. Well, sometimes. Yeah, they did. They did tell me why some people were declined. But a lot of people that were declined, remember I said that back child support is very significant as far as to the decision-making process of you getting a loan. And credit, believe it or not. But your credit has to be really shitty for you to not get it. Serious. I'm so serious. I'm not, taking that lightly. But your credit does have to be really, really low for them not to approve it. They're trying to get around every way they can to make sure that majority of people that are entrepreneurs, small businesses, independent contractors, etc., that all of them are getting some kind of money or are in the place or positioned to where they can receive money as well. So with that being said, this might be a once in a lifetime thing. I hope not. But if it is, then if you miss your opportunity, then it's going to be something that you're going to look back and say, dang, I should have took advantage of that. Yes, you should have. You should have. Because I'm going to tell you, people are getting a lot of money. They really are. And some of it is forgivable, remember, and some of it is not. But even if it's not forgivable, remember you got a 30-year long term. So unless you get the maximum, I think the maximum might be 150 now, because they're targeting the smaller businesses right now that are under 300 employees. That's a small business apparently. So they're targeting those so that they're able to get some money to help keep their business going. Because if you look around right now, it's a lot of small businesses that have gone out of business. It's actually a lot of larger businesses that have had to go out of business as well. And so, what they're trying to do, and I understand and I applaud the government for doing that, is because they're trying to help us to keep our doors open. And luckily, I don't have a brick and mortar, but some people do have a brick and mortar. And so that means you have a lot of overhead. You have a lot of additional expenses that I do not have. However, at the same time, I can still qualify for the same loan as you do. I probably will not qualify for as much, but I can definitely qualify for something. So that's what I'm saying is apply for something. You'll see on there where it says you EIL or SSN. The EIN. Did I say EIN? The EIN number is basically what's going to be attached to your corporation, partnership, LLC. If you do not have one of those types of businesses, then your social security number is going to be used for the independent contractor, the MLM person, or, well, I think I said that wrong. Something like that. Your sole proprietors, your contract workers, those are the people that will also apply and receive funding from those types of for those types of businesses, or from those loans that are out there right now. You know, if you have questions, just reach out and ask. You know, if you don't want me to fill it out, that's fine. I can assist as much as I can, of course, and help for people to be able to get this money. I really want, there's no way that they should come back this year and say that they have not exhausted all of the funds. And I believe that that was not the intention last year. I believe that it was the intention for them to distribute all of that money. However, I believe that a lot of people did not know about it. Number one, especially those that actually qualify for it. A lot of people were nervous about qualifying or putting in the information to get the loan or applying for the loan, because they may not have known how to fill it out, or they may not have known, okay, well, what do I do here? This doesn't make sense to me. Well, and sometimes it won't. And that's because, see, as a consultant, I do a lot of things like this. And so some of the things that may come up, a layperson may not know that. But because I have the experience and the background with business startup, then some of those things that you may be confused on, then I can actually step in and help with those, with answering the questions that you probably need answers to, because it doesn't always make sense, right? So, qualify, apply to qualify. You don't determine whether you qualify or not. I know what it says. It says, oh, well, this is your qualifications, da, 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 da. Put it in anyway. Because what if they say, you know what? That person don't qualify, but we still got $150,000. Let me go ahead and give them something. Something. Hey, what's going on, Ken? What's that? Go ahead and, so here's the deal is, this is my thing. You can only tell me yes or no. And if you tell me no, I've given you everything that I have. If you tell me yes, I've given you everything that I have. But one way or another, I will get an answer. But I am going to apply regardless. And then I'm going to find out, okay, because here's the other piece, right? If you have a business, a corporation, LLC or whatever, and you apply for that loan, for the EIDL, guess what? You can go back and also apply as a sole proprietor or independent contractor. In addition to that, if you have more than one company, more than one LLC or corporation, you can apply for each one that you have an EIN for. Some people do not know that. So what I'm saying is, you're probably sitting on a lot of money that could be in your pocket, potentially. And because there is a fear, oh, okay, well, this is a loan, I got to pay it back. It's a 30-year loan, folks. You know what? Let me just explain. Let me just explain this to you. You are in business. Someone is offering you $30,000. Okay, well, great. I want to take it, but I don't want it to be a loan. Okay, however, I'm going to say the person says, well, no, it's a loan, but you have 30 years to pay that back. And so, like 30 years, yeah, 30 years. So your monthly payments are going to be, depending on what you get, under $100. And it's not due to start until the following year after you've applied for it. So, in a sense, to me, it almost sounds like you're getting free money, right? It could be me. So the purpose of the money is to pay for expenses that you may be out of right now, even like office rent, all of that stuff, expensive, and what do you call them, electricity and all of that kind of stuff. And some of those stuff, of course, if you are a home-based business, you can actually write those things off or get a percentage of them paid for within the income tax season. And so for me, it's just do. If you do it, great. If you don't, great. Doesn't matter. Keep on moving. And so that's what I've been trying to address with people. Don't let some of these things scare you into not doing them, because they're not giving out a lot of information about them. I happen to give out the information that I find out from other sources or people that I know. Hey, good morning. Good morning, my crease. So those are the things that I pretty much will... Those are the things that I will definitely tell people. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. So that's what I want you to know. I want you to realize that you qualify more than likely for one or both of these loans or grants or whatever you want to call it. For the PPP, yeah, the PPP can be forgivable, but that's if it is used towards certain things. You can't say, oh, I went and bought a Ferrari, like with the PPP loan. Not really, but maybe a Charger. I don't know. But yeah, so the PPP does have to be used for certain things, and they give you the rundown basically when you apply for the loan or whatever. They'll tell you, this is what you can use it for. And if you use it for these specific purposes, then you qualify for the forgivable part of it. Now, if you're using it for something else besides like your paying the employees, which you're going to have to pay you anyway, or anything that is outside of the scope of business, excuse me, then you do not qualify for a forgivable loan. That you won't qualify for. However, remember, I said just like the EIDL loan, the PPP. Damn, I keep saying that. Why do I keep the PPP? Y'all bear with me. Oh my goodness, is it too early? Golly, I'm tripping, right? So anyway, no. Now I forgot where I was at. The PPP, I remember I was saying that. If you do not use it for what it's supposedly used for, which is not necessarily anything particular as far as when it comes to using it for anything outside of the business. But if you don't use it for those things that are outside of the business, the other piece is that you will have to pay that back. And that's excuse me, that's not basically a whole big deal, because it is a 30-year loan. So from the amounts that I got, I think the highest thing that I had to pay back was $54 a month, and I got a pretty large sum of no, I didn't. I was able to help someone get a pretty large or decent amount of a loan. Okay, just help. I just assisted. That's all. It wasn't for me. It was somebody else. But but anyway, so those are the things that you might consider doing as far as the loans or the grants. You might consider that. Now, you know me, because I think outside of the box. Here's the box. Here's me. Outside of the box. I like to think outside of the box. So there are a couple of things that I'm doing outside of my lives, because they're not illegal. I'm one of those people. I keep it right on the line. Not illegal, still legal, but borderline. If I move 1 inch, it's illegal. But so I'm trying to figure out a way to get everybody some money. So guess what? If you do not have an LLC, if you not have a corporation, and you want to get some of this money, you need to shoot me a message real quick, because I'm going to tell you how to get it. Hey, it's up to you whether you use the information or not. It's up to you. But I'm going to tell you how to get it. So if you do not have a corporation, if you are not an LLC, and you may be operating as a sole proprietor, remember that there are a lot of ways to actually qualify as a sole proprietor. So you just have to think outside of the box. Find the box, step outside of it. If you can't think outside of the box, I can almost guarantee you that I can. Because I'm going to ask you the questions that you may not have thought of at all. Like my aunt, I'm helping her. How I broke it down for her, she was like, oh, yeah, I do qualify. She didn't think she qualified, but I'm like, okay, well, what about this? Did you, well, okay, what is it? What, when, how, why, where, whatever. Anyway, the point is, I'm able to apply for her for the grant or the loan just based on being a sole proprietor or independent contractor. That's anything that you're making money off of. Side hustle, whatever the case. And guess what? You can still have a job. You can still have a job. You can be on unemployment. Now, if you get one of the grants or the loans or whatever, if you get one of those and you're on unemployment, what they ask you to do is pause your unemployment. So what happens is, okay, you tell them, okay, I got some money that came in. I'm going to pause my unemployment until this money runs out. You can use that money that they give you, $5,000, $10,000, whatever the case may be. You can use that to increase your sales and increase your marketing efforts and all of those things. And here's the thing. When you run out of that money that you have been given by the government or whatever, you can reapply for unemployment. Hey, Andrea. You can reapply for unemployment. Isn't that something? So you apply for your own unemployment. You apply for one of the loans or grants. You get the grant. It goes into your account. You pause your unemployment benefits. Go through that money, use that money for whatever you need, increasing your business or increasing traffic or whatever the case may be. And then if your business has not picked up after doing that, then you can go back and reapply for unemployment. That's some powerful stuff right there. And it's like, wow. So basically, hey, they're giving you money right now. It's up to you to take it. But it is out there and they're trying to say, hey, they don't want to have anything come back and say, oh, we didn't help any entrepreneurs. They want to be able to help you. And it's up to you to decide on whether you're going to play it safe or just go ahead and do it. Because me, I'm going to take advantage of everything that I buy. You can ask anybody that know me. If it's out there, I pretty much will figure out how to qualify for it. If it's out there, that means it's for me. I always think like that. If it's out there and it's available, then it must be for me. That's why it's there. So I can use it. So that's what I encourage each and every person to, because there is not one person that's on this live or one person that sees this live over the period of time of however long they're going to play it that doesn't qualify. Everyone that has come on this live, that's on there now, that's going to watch it later on in the afternoon as it continues to play again and again, everyone qualifies for something. And if you cannot think of how to qualify, you better contact me, because I'll tell you how to qualify for something for a small fee. But anyway, so that's all really I wanted to say. You know, I'm harping a lot on these loans, because when the man said, I was watching, I'm always trying to read up or, get more information about the different types of loans and everything that's out there. But when this man said, after they closed the EIDL loan or grant or whatever last year, that they still had an excess of $140 million that they had not given out, which is why they've reopened it now. They were, even though it was kind of crazy at first when everybody started applying, and I think what they thought was they were going to either be giving out larger loans or that they were going to run out of money. And so that's what they expected, was to run out of the money. And so I guess you have to consider, or they would have to consider, that everybody won't qualify. And that is true. So those that don't qualify, then those are the ones that they eventually had to set aside, right? And so with that process, then what happened is, because all of those loans or applications were put in, they were overwhelmed with it. This is the first time anything like this has happened. So they had to kind of get a grip on it first. And so that's why they closed it out, because they just assumed that they had pretty much exhausted all of those funds, when come to find out, those funds were not exhausted by a lot. And so now here they come back again. The PPP will be open all year. The EIDL, I'm not sure when it closes, but if you are in a low income area, I would apply right now for the EIDL. Apply for the EIDL. Then what happens is, after that, if you've qualified for the EIDL, you got anything under 10,000, especially if this is your second draw, then that they will contact you if you qualify for the targeted $10,000 grant. So people are saying, okay, well, I need to apply for that. There's no application for that. The application is the EIDL loan application. And so once you fill that out and you get any monies back or whatever the case may be happens, or you decline, it is what it is. Once you get that, then the SBA will determine whether you qualify for the grant of the targeted $10,000. Now, a lot of people are qualifying for it simply because they live in a low income area. Simply because they're a minority. Simply because they're gender. simply because they're veteran or veterans have a veteran status. So it's a lot of people that would normally not have qualified previously than people that people will qualify now more than ever before. Because how many times have you heard them say they're targeting low income areas to give them money, basically? I mean, if this don't mean, if you can't see that there is something going on, there's some kind of shift right now, you better take advantage of this, because this might be a once in a lifetime opportunity. I hope it is not. But if it is, I want you to be able to come out of this whole COVID thing on top. Okay? Yes, I did. Pop my lips. I want you to come out on top. Okay? I want you to be able to say COVID, whether it's all the other things that went on with COVID, hey, yeah, they were terrible. But as for me, I came through COVID pandemic, and hey, I came out better on the other side of it. And so if you don't have that testimony, and that, everybody like a testimony, then that's because you haven't tried enough. Don't flake out. Definitely do not sit there and say, oh, well, I don't qualify, without actually putting the information in to see if you qualify. Don't put yourself in a box and think, oh, well, I can only qualify for this, this, and this. I mean, it's so many different ways. If you're on unemployment, you can qualify. If you're anything under 300 employees, you qualify. If your credit score is even your credit score is low, you'll still qualify unless it's under, I think it's between 5 and 550 that it has to be under for them to approve it. Now, when have you heard of that happening? And there's a couple of other things. One other thing. Oh, back child support. Can't help it there. And I can doctor up some documents, but I can't do that. That's one of the things that I cannot do. So good luck with that. But anyway, so those are the things that I really, really wanted to come on and talk about, because they are very important to me. And look, I say they're important to me. Well, they are, because I run into, well, of course, being a business consultant, a business startup consultant, I have a lot of people that come to me that want to get their business professionally started and created, and they don't have the revenue as far as giving me the fees that I need for my services. And sometimes they'll have to break it down in payments, which I don't have a problem with that. Or, sometimes they have to wait and then come back because they do not have the extra money, because at that point it's extra. It's necessary, but it is extra money, and they don't have that. So during income tax time is when I see a lot of people that will come to me and go ahead and get everything started. And during this whole pandemic thing, to me, it's just, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Was I talking about that? Damn. How do I get sidetracked like this? I don't know. I mean, going, and then I'm like, wait, what was I saying? I don't know. But anyway, this is why that, yes, it's very important to me that each and every person that's on this line, that's looking at this live, applies for something. There is something out there that you qualify for, and you better take advantage of it. Unless you're a convicted felon, or, oh, yeah, you can't apply for it like if you're in the adult industry or gambling or stuff like that. Just a little bitty stuff. Pimp, prostitution, whatever. Those don't apply. Can't apply for that. They won't accept you. But it doesn't hurt to try. Name it something else. But anyway, I'm just kidding. Yeah, those things you actually won't qualify for, but hey, it is what it is. So anyway, that is pretty much my whole thing for today, because I actually have to get up out of here. I hope this guy is done with my car, because I gotta go and I don't have time for their shenanigans today. I need to get moving. Okay. So therefore, Marcus, I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm so off. I probably need to go smoke or something. I don't know. Today is an interesting day for me, and compared to the video last week, yeah, this is like a 180. Okay, so that's it for me today. Hey, remember to shoot me some questions, ask me what you need to know about, hey, I don't have this, I don't have that, but what do you think I can qualify for as a sole proprietor? What do you think I can qualify for as an independent contractor? Hey, I'll give you a whole list of stuff. And you'll be like, what? And I'll be like, yeah, give me that money. so I'm done. I got to get out of here. I got to get to this appointment. But thank you so much for listening. And have a great day. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Same time. What is it? Same bat time, same bat channel. You have to be my age to know what that means. So most of you won't know. Love you guys. Take care. Do what you do.